In tonight's ASMR painting video, we are going to be adding another layer of paint onto this mask. If you remember the last time we added a layer of gel medium down onto this. But so tonight, but I need to add more paint, and then I'll add another layer of gel medium in order to build up and change the shape of these eyes. And we'll probably do a little bit with that with the mouth as well. So I'm going to be coming up and doing a color that is way lighter than what we currently have here. That pink was probably the wrong pink to put on here. So I'm going to go back in and get my red. I have this cadmium red. And we'll put some of this right over here. And when we finish doing this layer, we'll be doing some painting. Because I'm going to, on Sunday in my Sunday writing lab, we will be putting together a painted poetry book, and I'm going to paint the pages because if you remember the last time we painted the inside of this and we painted it like that. So what we'll be doing is we'll be adding some pages into here, and then on Sunday I'll be gluing them in using some canvas, and we'll be gluing those pages in. So it's going to be kind of a thick book, but nevertheless that's what we'll be doing on Sunday. And so I need to add a little bit of blue, a little bit of primary blue. So I got my big bag of paints here, and we'll add some primary blue to it. Maybe a little, I might have to do some primary yellow as well, but maybe a little bit more of that, but most likely not. Wait, I got the primary blue right here. What am I thinking about? I just was looking for the smaller tube of blue. Anyways, without much further ado, let's add some blue. And so we'll just be mixing a little bit of blue to here as well. Now that's kind of more like a gray color, so I'm going to be wanting a bit more red in it. I don't want to add a layer of gray. I want I want more like this color, but how do I get to it? Add some more red. I think ultimately, hello. Is that Ethan and Latifa? Hi. Thank you. This is an ongoing practice here, an ongoing process, and I don't know when it's going to be done, but so this color is about like this color. And so I'm trying to match my skin tone. A little bit more white. be sure that you like the video, because it really helps with the algorithm. Well, thank you for subscribing to me. I really appreciate that. So that's that color's pretty close. So it's a little bit lighter, but we'll be coming up. On this. Thank you for supporting me. I'm doing painting on Friday nights, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow night, but Sunday afternoon I'm going to be doing a poetry workshop. So yeah, we'll be making a Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'll be working on a poetry, painted poetry book project. And when I finish adding this layer to the mask, I will we'll start working on those pages. To build up the eyes, I'm probably going to need to add glue down onto it. The gel medium just wasn't it just wasn't heavy enough to do what I wanted to do. It is about 12:45 right now. 12:45 on, I guess, Saturday morning. I don't know what the date is. I know it's June. I'm doing this on my telephone, and then my telephone is the only thing that has a time. Hello, Kimberly Baker. Thank you and welcome. Where are you from, Ethan? And where are you from, Kimberly? So if you hammer the paint in, you can get, you can texture this stuff out pretty. You can texture it out. This especially works when you are painting on something solid like a piece of wood, and then you can take your thick paint and you can just hammer the paint in. So if I were just doing a general painting, I would, and not filming it as a live stream, I would be playing some, from the Philippines, I'd be playing some music, like maybe some Nightwish or something or maybe some shoegazer music, something with a lot of rhythm to it, and then I would be tapping, using the brush like a hammer to put the paint into the canvas. So if it's if you're using a wood panel, it's a good technique. Just to it depends on what you want to do, of course. I mean, obviously, if you want to do something fine, like really fine art like this, then you would start with a drawing, and maybe you use colored pencils instead, but or oil paints for that matter. So I need to go mix up some more of this stuff here. Hopefully I can match the color. Just a little bit of that blue. And there we go back to that same thing if we got the gray. So the Philippines, huh? I don't know about that, Ethan. I don't know if this is great art, but it certainly is. We'll add some of this pink to it. So the color's similar, a little more white. So what time is it in the Philippines, Ethan? Saturday afternoon? Is it like 4 o'clock in the Philippines? We're just gonna do a little lighter color onto it and mix it right onto the surface. And then since paint is kind of transparent, the color that it was on there before is still on here now. Oh, that's too, but you know, there is no wrong answers here. Mix in that color, put in here. Kind of texture the paint right into it. Yes, Ethan, I'm going live again. I guess that's Sunday morning, probably either this same day at 11:30 or between 11:30 and 12:30, because I can't stay up too late Saturday night, even though this is technically Saturday right now, because I get up really early Sunday morning for church. So I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to go work and let it dry for a little bit, and we're going to go work on the other part of the project here. We're just going to do some, it doesn't matter what we're going to do, we're just going to do something here. Taking these pages here, these were just once were posters here, but we're going to paint on them, try to make maybe some cool shapes and colors. I'm going to take this brush and just kind of clean it off just a little bit so it doesn't dry up too hard. How about, we got that blue and we got that pink there. I need another brush. So I got a lot of brushes here. Oh, well, bye, Ethan. Let's use this brush here. While I'm selecting brushes, if you're watching this on the playback, don't forget to like and to sub. I'm not quite sure what kind of brush to use here. Should I use a toothbrush? No. We're going to use a watercolor brush. We'll make these paints run. So maybe what I'll do... Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. Pen. I need a paint pen. We're going to just do a random shape here. So it doesn't really matter what we're doing. That doesn't belong here. So I'm going to run just a real thin layer. So this is just something completely abstract, and it doesn't necessarily matter what it is, because ultimately it's just going to be some pages in a booklet. And so get the paint to run. If you're just joining us, I put the mask aside for a bit to dry before I add another layer onto it. We'll be coming back to the mask in just a few minutes, maybe like 15 minutes. Just doing right now some random painting here. We're letting the colors sort of thin it down like watercolor. But I think I want to add another color type to this. like this one here. Kind of brings out like some of this fiery sun energy here. Blend the colors together. This is the lighter weight paper than what you would normally paint watercolor with. So the paper will buckle, which is exactly what it's doing right now. We're not really doing anything specific here, because the point is really just to experience the colors, and that's really what we're doing right now. Adding the yellow for the color of the sun. The sun was really bright today anyways. Let's add some primary yellow onto this. It almost looks like there's red in it, but you can think of this as a rambling speech ASMR sleep aid. I often will go watch this on the playback just to see if it works as a sleep aid. And you know what? For me, they do. I don't know about you, but the rambling speech and the quiet, it works. It's a workable situation. I think I'm going to bring up a layer here and add some of this blue here. We'll let this blue run kind of in here. It'll be more of a greenish tone. I really don't know what this is, but you know, it doesn't matter. It's all rather random, and random is good. It's textured. I like the bubbly textures that are going on here. Maybe a little bit of red. It's kind of muddy now. Mixing in with these other colors, it has more of like a rust color effect. If we let it run really good, we can do this to it. We can let the paint drip and drain back, but I think we're just gonna do this. Add a little more blue to it. Blue for you. Just be really loose with the paintbrush. Not sure what this is, but as I said, it really doesn't matter. The important thing is this relaxing to you? Is it calming? If you feel calm or relaxed, if you can just feel these strokes of the brush, feel it, experience it, then we've done our jobs here. This sweeping motion, kind of like the waves on the beach. Do I have that? The beach scene? I do. Waves on the beach. This is painted by a guy named Rusty Gill. He's an art teacher at a private school in Oregon. You can almost feel the waves and the energy, the calm, the motion. You know, and that's really what this is all about right now. It's feeling this calm. But that's not what this is. It is calm. Yes, indeed, it is calm. At least it is to me. I don't know how you feel. There's a randomness that is here. Randomness. This random energy. Right now, there is a silence here. This silence. Silence. A meditative silence. Like the feel of grass in a field, tall grass, not lawn grass, but field grass, grass that will soon be harvested and turned into hay or turned into grass seed for the future. For more life into our world. That's the energy I feel right now. I don't know what you feel. If you feel anything at all, just put that in the chat and I will acknowledge you. Circles. Use U for union. Fire. The energy of the wands. The energy of the sun. The energy of fire, of passion. The sun, fire, passion, intelligence, creativity. And look, this is like a rabbit, some abstract rabbit growing out of this swath of color. Let's see what we can do to make it seem like there might be something here. A little more water. We want that water to run a little less here. Bring it out just a little bit. Rabbit or a squirrel, an amorphous squirrel. Or, I don't know what it is. Can bring us down here just a little bit. Don't forget to like or subscribe should you so desire. If you think it's even worth that. I don't even know if this is even worth that. It probably isn't. But you know what? We're going to... It doesn't matter if you do like it or not, or if it's valuable or not. It might be valuable to somebody. Hopefully it's valuable to you. Let's put some more yellow down in here. Kind of squiggly. You know, it's almost time to put another layer on the mask. We have chaos on this side. But that's just how life is, isn't it? Life is a plethora of things. It's calm and it's chaos. And hopefully the chaos doesn't last too long. Hopefully you can find order in your chaos. This is really, it's really wet. So we'll put this really wet thing over here. I'm going to bring this thing back. We'll take this and move it over to here. Maybe this one up over there. You can't see it, but it's okay. It's not necessary to see it. And maybe we'll just put this one over here. It's just right out of the way. It's in my Madonna, my holy water keeper, but my holy water keeper has shavings in it. Holy shavings of pencil. So I'm going to put another layer of paint on here. Where's my Titan buff? This is a tan color that I've had trouble mixing it myself, but I do. You can mix this from primaries. The fact is, you can with acrylics, you can mix a lot of things from primaries. So we're gonna put this here, and I'm gonna add a bunch of white down. Bunch of white. Do I need another light in here? I don't have a stand for it. There. Do we need this? Over here, maybe? Over here? Behind me? Like that? Okay, I think that's where it goes. We'll put a little white and then another light in here. I'm going to mix this down together. Oh. I'm going to introduce a new brush into the mix. Okay. I'm going to put just a little bit of this. But it's not really the right color because the neon, the fluorescent magenta, it adds too many undesirable tones into it, which I have to, hold on a second here. It adds some almost like orangey like tones. So we'll counteract that by adding a little bit of this red. Now I know when I go in and add the blue, it's going to turn the whole thing gray, but we need to have just a little bit of blue in it. And then we go back in with the primary red and we add that to it. Mixing the paint. So it's a little bit, this is the shade we're trying for. Because ultimately this mask is a self-portrait. A self-portrait of myself. And I haven't really done one of those before. But that's what and this is something you could do if you have a mask. If you're a painter, you can, we're coming up a layer, we're going to hammer in and just put the paint, layer the paint in here. Put it down into here. Kind of a bit of a droopy eye. But I'm going to probably add another layer of tape down on the other side in order to make just change the shape of the eyes. Give the eyes a bit more expression. And probably the next time I'm going to add a whole layer of glue down onto this. Just to give it more body. Kind of sculpt it. Form it like a potter. layering the paint in, adding layers. Giving it more body, adding body to the body by adding layers. It's a nice scratching noise. Mix the paint in a bit more. I like that shade. A little bit more of this blue. Not very much blue, just a little bit. Kind of makes it gray. A lot more of this red. A bit more of the red. And we'll mix it down with some more of this white. You know, with this little bit darker color, I'm going to add that in right in here. Oftentimes, under the eye part, it is a bit darker. I'm kind of bringing out just some of the expressions and the emotions. With the shape of the eyes, what emotion do you think it is trying to express? Maybe a little bit of darker around here. But you know, this is not the last layer that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a lot more layers. A little more blue here. Little bit, just a little bit. We'll just put this light right over here. Get it to stay. I can't get it to stay. I need a nice something, put it on something so it'll stay. Maybe like that. Don't want to get any of that yellow in here. Uh-oh. I got blue in it. I don't want that. But, oh well, it's fine. It's okay. There's no mistakes. No mistakes. Oh! Try to keep it out of the yellow. This paintbrush looks like a creature of some kind. It's kind of darker. So if you've ever wanted to know how to mix sort of skin tones, and the skin tone, of course, I know I am going for my own skin tone because this is what my skin tone is, and I'm doing a self-portrait, maybe, but I could all change. All this could change the next time. Kind of bring it up in different lighter shade. Gonna move this around. We'll work on it over here. Over here. A little bit of a bloody nose, huh? No, we'll just mix it down. We can mix it in space, in spot. That didn't make any sense. Rambling speech. The nose is sinuous. Not a perfectly smooth nose. But what is perfect in our lives? The secret is to be okay with who you are, how you were created to be. Of course, you do have control over some things, like your diet, for instance. It's very hard to change your diet. As a person, me, who's struggled with his blood sugar for 30 years, I've been pre-diabetic for 30 years. And the last time I was tested, I was really close to being diabetic. I need to change my diet. It is so hard to make those kinds of changes. You'd think that after 30 years I would have gotten it, but it's so very hard. There are elements of life that just is that. It's so very hard. But look on the bright side of it. Sometimes even when things feel tough, you can know that the sun does shine on you. Inspiration shines on you. inner inspiration, a flame from within burns, driving you forward. That's good. It's good to do that. It's good to foster that inner fire, that inner sun within. The sun and the Ace of Wands, that's the energy of the now, right now, for us here in this moment, painting this mask, adding a layer of paint onto this mask. June is always a hard month for me. But it wasn't always a hard month. There's this rhythmic motion of the brush. And the sounds that it creates. Maybe it's relaxing. I don't know. It is to me. It is to me, but I don't know if it is for you. I'm just mixing a bit of this white highlights right directly in. Down here, I need some more red. Just a tad bit more red. I don't want too much because just a little bit. Because a little bit of red goes a long, long ways. It's a very strong color. We'll add just a little bit of this blue into it as well. Blue tones. Now we have to add more of the red just to counteract the muddiness of the blue. And I need more white. If you're watching on the playback, about like that. I think that's about right. I'm just going to mix it in. The color is kind of like that, similar. Colors like that. This is a way more pink than this, though. That's the beauty of acrylics, is because you can mix your own colors. And really, you only need 5 colors. White, black, magenta, yellow, and cyan. You can make all the colors except the fluorescents and the metallics. But all the standard colors can be made from those 5 colors. But if you're like me and you like fluorescence, well, you have to, that's a special color. You can get the fluorescent magentas, the fluorescent green, the fluorescent blue, the fluorescent yellows, kind of a patchiness. But you know, skin oftentimes has a blotchy color to it, especially as people get older. I know mine does. I got all kinds of age spots on my skin now because I'm rapidly approaching 60. But yes, I'm still in my 50s. That is correct. But God willing, I get to be 60. And hopefully I will live longer than my dad. My dad died at age 74, 12 years ago on June 24th, 2012, in a car crash, not too far from here, from where I live. Not that that matters to anybody but me. So, this item here came off his vehicle, and I found it in the ditch near where my dad died. I kept it all these years. This nut here also came out of that ditch. It was in his truck. I have a bolt in here too. This is a holy water receptacle. Because I am of Catholic extraction and Lutheran, but this bolt here was in the ditch near where my dad died. As this thing. And that nut. I have other things too. I'm feeling kind of somber now. Well, that just chased everybody away, didn't it? Talk about real life. Because as a stranger, what do you care about me? You don't. I'm just a random guy with a paintbrush. Random guy. That's me. Trying to entertain you. That's what I'm doing. Entertaining. Hopefully entertaining you to sleep. Eliciting a sleep response. I just hit the camera again with the brush. Give it more random blotchiness here. Masks move around with all that pressure. Maybe I take this brush and hold it in place. But You know, it's a lot lighter than it was. Nice sounds. Layer after layer of color added on top. Dark, light, dark again, light. Till the color tone is perfect. It'll be perfect soon, but not quite yet. Adding a bit more, just right here. More texture, more color, more life. And that's what we're doing right now. Hopefully you feel peace and quiet, calm, peace, quiet, calm. A quiet energy burning within. Quiet energy burning within. Whispering to you. Sleep. Blessed sleep. Sleep is upon you right now. A little bit more right here. And let's switch projects to something new. I am going to move this over here. Another piece of paper. We will do something new. Just going to use up the paint. That's all we're going to do. Use the paint up. But we better clean this brush off first. Maybe we'll do this. I'm going to add it in here. Circles. Circles. Life is a cycle. Circles. Some blue circles. Whispering out. A vortex of blue. What it becomes, it will know soon. There's a splotchy, a little bit of a splotch here. Calm down. Now. We're just using up the paint. The mask is over to my right. It's right over here. right over there, drying. Maybe if there's time, I'll add another layer, but I don't think there will be because my lights will probably be burning out soon. Kind of a wave action. A wave on the side. This paper is kind of smooth. It doesn't have a whole lot of teeth in it. So the paint doesn't really want to hold very well. But that's okay because it's good to paint on other surfaces than just canvas or wood or watercolor paper. Sort of a red-blue wave. Growing out of this. Just all rather random. Sometimes it's good just to do this. It's very relaxing to play with color without a plan. It's kind of like, reminds me of a thicket here. What does it remind you of? You can put that in the chat, what you think that this reminds you of. I think I want to grab, let's use this. I don't often use this brush, toothbrush. We're going to take this paint here and just sort of texture it in here. How it goes in here, it really doesn't matter because this isn't about making great high art. We're just relaxing. I'm pushing that paint in there. Kind of reminds me of the road in Mirkwood. Mirkwood, is that right? Is that was Mirkwood in The Hobbit? I wonder how this is going to dry. I'm sure certainly isn't going to look anything like this. It looks better now, but who knows what it's going to look like when it dries. It's like a thicket. A dense, dark forest thicket. Bring out some more of that red, or that blue, kind of the water color here, blending it in. Water and the color cups. But what about in here? What should I do in there? Look on the side, it looks better, don't you think? It's like this tunnel going in there in this cave. And what is back in there? I don't know. Something is back there. It is I'm gonna be brushing the water, but brushing the color out of this brush here. Okay. We can I got this tube here I can use to blow on it to dry up the paint. That's what Superman sounds like, doesn't he? When he gets his Okay. I've had my fun now. I'm actually really smiling right this moment. I'm going to take this and we're going to put the yellow back in here. Yeah, it's kind of turned green, but let's just do a little bit more of this bright sun. The bright sun is on the other side. Green textures. We're just using up the paint, that's all we're doing. I like to do this. It's to make something random just by using up all the paint left over from a painting session. It's kind of got this nice scraping sound. For some, it might elicit a autonomous sensory meridian response. You know what this reminds me of now is one of those caves that the Millennium Falcon flew into. But instead of it being that dark monster in the asteroid creature, the one that ate starships or ate rocks or whatever, it's something more bright, more hopeful. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. You have the chaos in your life. And Maybe you had a bad week at work, but Friday comes and Saturday, you wake to Saturday and the sun is shining and you feel renewed. And that's kind of what this experience is right now. It's the renewal of your life, within your life. And these renewals happen all the time. Sometimes, though, it's dark and it's hard to see that the sun is shining for you, but it does. It shines for all of us. There are always those opportunities to love, to like, to be in love, to feel joy, the joy of the outdoors, of the world that gave us life, the earth, the sun, moon, stars. Take heart, be joyful, and take some more of this blue here. Kind of a wave-like action. And over here, a little bit thicker. Maybe blotchier. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? This texture has a really nice texture to it. I wonder if I shouldn't put some white down on it, though. Yeah, I think I will. Just a little bit of white. I'm going to take the white blended in. Just some white. It has white here, but that's a white layer in the back. Maybe some white over here. Accents. See how that is? You get a sense that this might just be water. And you're surfing through the tube. Wave. This sort of water. I haven't really painted an ocean scene in a long time, but I need to do that again. And we're going to want to, I need to do something about this white that's on the surface. It's not quite blending in right. So I'm going to take the other paints out of the brush to the best of our ability. And I'm going to blend this. In the background is we'll just do this, taking some of this color here, what's left of it, a little bit of water in it. Don't have any left. It's really dry. It's starting to dry a lot. I'm going to take some more of this white and put it clear over here on the edge. Kind of a little bit in. See how it textures everything? Kind of gives it a little bit of a depth. A little bit of white. I'm off frame, aren't I? A little bit of white over here. Kind of like a flame licking up the wall of the tube. If you listen carefully, you can even hear the brush strokes. And coming into the picture is flying in is the Millennium Falcon. In the light at the end of the tunnel is back that way. Can you take a look here? I'm going to say this is done, but I'm going to take, I got another piece of paper here, and I'm just going to rapidly put down, I'm going to put down just the last of the color. Because I want to use up all the color. We got all this blue. And we just gotta do this. Just brush it in. This looks like the energy field you might see in a from a particle accelerator. Isn't that what that looks like to you too? No, it doesn't, does it, huh? So let's just go. Let's take that blue out. You know, I might have some time here. I'm gonna add another layer of gel medium on top of the mask, or at least over the eyes. Just a second here, but we will take that, and I'm going to add that. Just brush it there, brush it there. Just sort of using up the color. You know, it doesn't really matter what it is, because actually I can come in over this and do something else to it tomorrow. But I always just like to use up all the paint. Oh yeah, when you take that purple, get in there and you get some nice purple colors in here with that pink and that blue. Now it's starting to turn into be like mud. But, you know, well, anyways, we're just using up all the paint. That's all we're doing right now. Okay, that's that. I'm going to do one last thing and call it a night. So I got this gel medium stuff here, and we can take, I got the mask, and I was working on the mask earlier, and I did 2 layers of paint on it today, and we're going to do a 3rd layer. It's actually, for me, it's a 2nd layer of gel medium, but I just need to find the right brush. The right brush to, oh yeah, okay. This was a brush that I bought a whole bunch of these for like 25 cents a piece at some local used bookstore down the street called, it's called Jim's Trading Post. But anyways, we're just going to be adding another layer of gel medium onto this. And what this is really, it's essentially is glue, is what all it is. And I'm going to be putting it in here in order to build up the eyes. I'm just going to just lay it in here really thick. Over here as well. It'll dry up clear. And they just kind of help to create some expressions, some emotions later when we add another layer or 2 of paint. Put that in here. Just a bit more. It will thin down. When it dries, it'll take about 2 days to dry. It'll flatten down. Because this is really so thick and heavy, it'll probably take more than 2 days to dry. If it's too much, I can always take a little sandpaper, sand it down a bit, polish it up. And maybe some more just here, kind of build up the brow ridge. Maybe more like Neanderthal. If that is what Neanderthals look like. A little bit more in the nose. building up the nose. Maybe get a little hump on there. Hump on the nose. Hook nose, hump nose. Oh, blessed day it was today. The sun, the moon, the stars shining down on all of us. Everyone here depends on those things for life. Thank you very much for being here tonight with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you see. I'll be doing another live stream tomorrow night. Tarot keywords. I'm working on a tarot flashcard deck, a learner deck. And I haven't really touched it for weeks, actually since like March, but it needs to, we'll be revisiting it and working on it. And Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time will be the writing lab again. And then we'll be doing a little booklet, a random word clip art book. And the pages were created in this painting session earlier, between layers of the mask. If you were painting your mask of your face, what would it look like? What mask do you present to the world every day that you get up and go to work or go to school? Our lives here are difficult when we have to conform to somebody else's reality. And that's what this mask really, to me, is all about. Fortunately for me, I haven't had to do that in a long time, because my 24/7 job is that of a caregiver for my elderly mother. And I just be myself. And this is who I am right now. But you have to ask yourself the question of, who are you? And who are you to you? And who are you to the world outside of you? And that is where masks come in. How we interact with others, we put these masks on. So, I think this is all I'm going to do tonight. Thank you very much if you stayed with me the whole time, but I don't know. And don't forget to like or subscribe if you like what you've seen tonight. Tomorrow is a brand new day. The sun will shine for you, for me, for everyone, like the sun in the sky. Good night. Sleep tight and relax into your dreams. Dream about good things. Dream about flower blossoms in the trees, producing apples, producing pears, producing tasty things. The sun gives us life. The sun gives them life. And they give us life. And let us say a prayer for those who are suffering tonight, suffering in their illness, suffering in hospital beds, suffering under the bombs of war, suffering under the cruelty of our heart. We pray that they can receive the sun, receive the moon, receive the stars, receive the energy of Source. Be nourished by it. And pray for those who drop the bombs, that they may see the light of their actions and that our world leaders can find it in their hearts to make peace, to call an end to the violence, to call an end to the nastiness that plagues us, that everyone born can have justice here and love and experience the joy of life. And that's the thoughts that I am putting into the universe right now for you, for all those in need. Good night. Until the next time. Bye-bye. This is 999 ASMR Tarot, and I am William James. Good night, and thank you.